welcome back to Moko Talks. My name is Moko, and today we are going to talk about an update from the whole Dark and Darker Ironmace and Nexon situation, I would like to say. So, in the last update, Ironmace had hired a lawyer to push back some of the Nexon's allegations and lawsuit, trying to get some ground and, fight back and stand their ground against Nexon, which was discussed in our last video in more details. So you guys want to go and check it out. It's available in my list. But this week something extra happened, like a little bit of extra. Not something very huge, just very like just some details. So this week we received an update from Ironmace developers on their Discord, saying, "We truly hate not being able to communicate as freely as we usually do. However, due to the sensitive nature of our current situation, we can't divulge too much information right now. I know this isn't the announcement everyone wanted to hear, that's for damn sure, but we needed to let our fans know that the early access release has been delayed a bit. Just know that we are working on tons of things to ensure the game gets out to you as soon as possible. We ask everyone to hold the line just a little longer. Thanks." Now, this is honestly, this is something I'm really appreciating. I'm very appreciative with Ironmace regarding this topic, that they're keeping their fans in the loop. What's going on? They're talking with the fans. They're talking with their audience, and honestly, this is understandable. And I'm confident that no one in the community is rushing Ironmace to publish, considering the shit show they're going through right about now. And I'm honestly glad to see some sort of communication. This is why I say I appreciate these guys, despite what they're dealing with right now. Hell, they're even better communicating than most AAA gaming companies nowadays. But seriously, I know in my first video I went very very hard on Ironmace. It's just I was very 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 pissed off with the really bad way they went about things. But as I read more and more about Ironmace, as I go into more and more details what's actually going on with them and what happened with the main developer and the guy going out, like Chow and Terran going after Nexon, going after them, and what's actually happened, what's happening between them, what's been happening for years, as I've recently discovered. I'm very very now like 100% behind Ironmace, although I still see the flaws in what have they done and the way they done. And I will in this video we're gonna see exactly how they messed up a little bit, in my opinion, their way of going through things, going about things. And now we're gonna go into that, right? And besides this new update I received from the announcement from them, there had been an interview video with one of the union rep in Korea that gave some insights regarding the whole Cho's actions at Nexon, which I knew going through Reddit to look for some, which I found out actually about this, going through Reddit to look for some news about Dark and Darker, see if anything going on. And I found a Reddit user with the name of Solved with Beer that had posted the translation for the whole for the interview that happened with one of the, I think, the gaming news personalities in Korea and one of the union representative. And now we're gonna go ahead and see. So what happened here, what we saw right now here is that well, first of all, this is the YouTube link. If any one of you guys know Korean or anything, feel free to watch it and get your own insight of what happened here, because I never trust translations right like this, anonymous translations. But we have to take it at face value at the moment. This is the only thing we got going on here. I don't understand Korean, unfortunately. So this is the person, Soft with Beer, and this is the union employee spoke about the lawsuit. So she's talking about the lawsuit between Nexon and Ironmace and Chow to see what's going on, basically. So here are some key info. So we're gonna read through it. I'm gonna give you guys my opinion with each paragraph, each talking point. I'm gonna give you guys my opinion about the whole subject, and we're gonna try and finish this as soon as we can. Try to make this video as short as possible, right? So they start with first with saying, "Tell us about the Dark and Darker situation. A lot has been reported through the media, so give us some more insight about this." So this is the interviewer question, and this is the union representative person, all right, the employee. So the filled one, not filled one. So the union rep responded with, "It's a lot worse than what's been reported through the media. It was rather weird that the company Nexon didn't take any action on this. Even as someone who represents the workers in Nexon, this was bad. He works for a low labor union representing Nexon's workers. So he's basically representing the workers, not actual Nexon. So he's saying basically that it's worse than what's reported with the media. So why is it worse? What's going on? So let's go ahead and see. Tell us about the former employee, sorry. Tell us about the former employee in Nexon, which is Cho. He's gonna tell us more about it. There were multiple wrongdoings this employee has done. Wow, that's okay. The first is spreading rumors that to his team about Nexon abandoning P3 while still being paid by Nexon. He has done this through internal team or individual meetings while being their boss. If he had done this after quitting Nexon, the problems would have never escalated to this level." So Cho was the team leader. He was the boss at this development team that were developing P3. So he was spreading rumors about Nexon abandoning P3. I mean, honestly, if my manager heard something and came to me and tell me, "Hey, Moko, just letting you know that the company managers, top management is planning on abandoning this project. So I'm just gonna give you a heads up. So that way I don't have to, give more into something that's gonna be abandoned either way." And honestly, from an employee point of view, I appreciate this kind of behavior. Let's read on. This employee was actually one of the best directors the company had. Wow. He was not just an employee, he was a director. Like he was one of the lead developers there. So he had a really high position there. His performance evaluation was by far the best from his peers, and the company was planning to give him bigger roles and make him a core employee of the company. So imagine how fucked up of a company you have to be to have one of your lead directors, like one of the best directors, defect like this. There has to be something you done, man. This guy didn't just wake up one day and just say, "Oh yeah, I'm just quitting this company, fuck this shit." Nah, man, you have to be doing something wrong there. Let's read it up ahead. I'm gonna finish these talking points and give you guys my full opinion. Also, P3 was actually going to be the very first project to be published through Mint Rocket, Nexon's subsidiary, instead of Dave the driver. So it's such a bummer that he took this course of action. He really had no reason to spread rumors and quit Nexon. Simply put, he was far from getting fired, and his project P3 was not going to be cancelled. Huh. Alright, so first of all, you're saying he was far from getting fired, yet what we learned from Nexon's lawsuit that he was fired. And his project was not going to be cancelled, but it was cancelled. They did say it's gonna be cancelled. So now there's contradiction now going on here from the union rep. What was the union rep said and what the lawsuit was saying from Nexon. Continuing. The second problem this employee had is more of an ethical problem than a legal one. The most important part of a game project is in its early stage is the direction, design of the game. It's not the source code, assets, etc. That's important. For instance, it takes only 4 to 4 days for me to make a replica of the game. Baba is you. But the original game is certainly not made within 3 or 4 days. It probably took months, if not years, of thinking and planning to design a great game like this. It's not different for D&D. Dark and Darker. The devs at Nexon took months, if not years, of planning to set the right direction for Project P3. So when half the team quit and decided to make a game that has almost the exact same direction and resemblance as P3 in such a short time frame, that came as a shock to a lot of people at Nexon, including the former teammates that ended up staying at Nexon. Well, yeah, that was his game. I mean, he was the one leading this project, so of course he's gonna know about it. Of course he's gonna know about the design and the direction of the game. He's the one who produced it. He was the one who literally came up with this game. I mean, okay, I'm blowing some smoke here. He's not the one who literally did it, but he was directing it. He was in charge of P3 basically. So of course he's gonna know a lot about it. Of course he's gonna know about the game. Of course they're gonna be easier to replicate because he already have the base idea ready and waiting. So they planning the planning process, like, I know the design and planning process takes a lot of time, but these just go away if you already know what you want to do. You know, if you already had done this before and you can do it again. Like, let's say I can make a YouTube video right now. First of all, I have to plan what to do and everything, but let's just say I already made the first take, but it was shit, and I'm gonna make the other one. Then the new one's gonna be much faster because I already know what I'm going to say and what I'm working on. So this is a non-point. This is a nonsense of a point. I would have cut him off here and told him what I just told you guys. The third problem is the use of external services. Okay, so I heard a lot about this. I read a lot about the external service, and honestly, in my opinion, I say this is where Troll fucked up. During the COVID era, some devs were allowed to export certain assets close to their external home servers if they were working remotely. After the remote work was no longer allowed, the management at Nexon gave clear orders to the devs to no longer use external services, but this employee disregarded it under his own judgment and kept using his servers. Okay, so this is my main issue with Chow. This is what I personally think he fucked up in, and this is where everything is hanged for Nexon. Like, this is the only argument they have against the guy. Okay, I don't think they have anything else in that regards. I think this is the main point. This is the main argument, main talking point they have that's driving their lawsuit. Nothing else comes to mind. Nothing is comes as stronger than this one right here. And I think this is the only thing that gives them a leg in the lawsuit. Basically this. I honestly believe he should have stopped using the external servers as soon as they told him to do so, because as soon as they found out he's kept using it, they came after him, and this is literally what they're using to, you know, to justify that they've been, you know, betrayed. This leads to the fourth problem. When he was quitting Nexon, the company knew about his continued use of external servers. So they asked him to bring the server for an inspection. He did bring the server for an inspection, but only after degaussing the server. Degaussing makes it impossible to recover the data in an electric equipment. This can easily be seen as a destruction of evidence and can be used as incriminating evidence in court. His reasoning behind this was that he had some personal info on the server, but I'm not sure if this is strong enough reasoning. Normally, you don't keep personal stuff in servers. Okay, so one other thing here. Okay, so he quit Nexon. So first of all, they said they didn't fire him. So first of all, in their lawsuit, they said that they fired him, and afterwards they said here that they didn't fire him, and now he said he was quitting. So when you quit a company, I'm pretty sure they asked him to remove all the data from the servers, because, you know, they want to make sure he doesn't have something with him. So I'm pretty sure I read that in the lawsuit back then, that when an employee quit a company, he needs to, you know, clean everything. I read this before. I don't know where. I'm trying to remember right now. So you need to clean all the data, because you don't want them to, you know, you don't want the employee to have some sensitive data on his servers. But now they're saying that he degaussed it and he removed evidence. But that's what you're supposed to do. That's in your bylaws. What the fuck are you on about right now? All right? And another thing. So this union rep, unions basically are known to protect employees. But this union rep has been talking against Chow for a good minute right now. So I don't understand what this guy's doing. All right. So what was your role in the situation? Okay. So here we will see what did the union rep actually did. All right. But just to summarize, um, all these are not problems. These are not problems. Only this, in my opinion, is the only problem, the only leg they have to stand on. The rest is just bullshit, you know. So what if he was spreading rumors? So what? You know, offices have rumors, you know. All right, let's continue. So what was your role in the situation? Legally, a company can lay off people if they're struggling in the market. However, I've never seen someone actually get fired from a company in the gaming industry. Most of the times, the company asks or makes the employee resign on their own through various methods. This is usually done through severely limiting what the employee can work on or telling them the action they can take if they then resign. As a labor union, even if I personally think that an employee is in the wrong, you shouldn't. My job is to protect the employees, so I always try to come up with an argument for them. You didn't hear. In this case, the only argument I could come up with was the poor management by the management team. He was the management team, which I don't think was a strong argument. In spite of this, Nexon actually punished the management team as well and internally published this situation. But this didn't stop the employee from getting fired and sued despite aforementioned unlikelihood of someone getting fired in the gaming industry. But you said he wasn't fired. He resigned. So which one is it right now, okay? Most people think that getting fired is the worst case scenario as an employee, but there were worse cases. The company could take legal action against the employee, they did, or fire any other involved employees altogether. In this case, it will be the half of the P3 team that decided to leave Nexon. So Nexon can either see them as accomplices and fire everyone, or see them as victims and let them off the hook. Okay. Normally it would be the former, but Nexon chose the latter and punished one person altogether. Oh, they are amazing. They are angels for doing this, man. They deserve a clap here. Even my labor union thought this was a rather soft action taken by Nexon. Bro, are you a labor union or are you fucking working with Nexon? The fuck is this? He's literally just been protecting Nexon, defending Nexon this whole situation. Alright, let's continue and then we'll give our summarized opinion regarding this. What happened to the rest of the team? After half the team left, the ones who stayed at Nexon were choosing between continuing the project or moving to a whole new project, but they ended up moving to a new project. After that, the NDA was released and now Nexon has sued Ironmace as well, as we all know. This is the summary for what 30 minutes video. Is there anything important that wasn't actually said in the video that I put there for better explanation? I'll try to answer all the questions in the video, but I can't answer anything beyond that. Alright, so this union representative guy is a fake. Like, this guy just doesn't give a shit. And before we go into that, I just want to go over this again a little bit, very fast. So two things we came out of this interview that we all know. First of all, they are actually three things. First of all, they are blaming him for the servers, which I agree. That was a stupid mistake Chow did, and I have been saying this from the first update, from the first video we made about this problem. The second thing is that they're saying that he was never fired. Simply put, he was far from getting fired. So, and then in the lawsuit they said he resigned. When they fought when Ironmace released their statement, they said he resigned, and now they're saying he got fired. So which one is it? Did he resign or did he get fired? Either way, this situation is still not clear for us. And the second thing is this bullshit. Saying that the degaussing of the server. Well, of course he's gonna degauss the server. It's in your bylaws, you stupid fucking idiots. So you're saying that it's a destruction of evidence, but it's not really, because that's what you want from your employees when they resign or quit, when they resign or get fired, is to clear any data and show you that there's no data left on their own servers. So this is they're just bullshitting right now. So regarding this union labor rep guy, even in my labor union thought this was a rather soft action taken by Nexon. So why did this guy has a hard on for other employee becoming accomplices and getting fired if the director himself was leading this quote unquote you know, um, revolution. So he defected, and half his team did because his project that they were been working so hard on was, removed. So what do you ask from this now? So what do you do now? Change. You go to another, you do your own thing. And this is very, very normal in most cases in the gaming industry, by the way. You have one team that's been trying to do something in a company, but their creative thoughts are being blocked by the company, saying that no, we don't want to do this, we don't want to listen to you, we don't want to, it's just normal in these cases. But and this one is just very, very weird that the company is going this hard on them. And I've heard through news and stuff that they've been following him in Korea. They tried to do so many things to him, in like lawsuits and everything in Korea, and they always failed. He always came out innocent and clean on all cases. So the guy is really covering himself really good at this point. But they are very, very, very adamant, I think, on catching him for some reason. Like they just don't want to let this go. So and after we go into this, I will give you my own reasoning to why they're behaving this way, because I kind of understand from my own background why they're doing this. So I went and got a little bit into the unions, and I found an article. It's very, very old, like it's like 5 years old, and it's not reliable or anything, but this article is about distrust of unions and GM hangs over South Korea effort to stem job losses. So this is something like these are just reports of unions and unions like supporting big companies to close shops and factories, and they're saying that like, you guys have money in the government, so why aren't you helping us? Why aren't you doing anything in South Korea to help the workers? And no one like helps them, like and with all with all what they have, they're not creating jobs, they're not helping support, they're not supporting workers at all. And the scandals after scandals after scandal regarding union reps and everything, and at this point, like no one is trusting the union representatives in South Korea anymore. And this one's like wasn't 5 years ago, and I would say like it's still ongoing until now, I would believe. But so what I'm saying here is that this stuff, this union, but from what I've read, from what we saw, both of us, this union rep was not helping the employee at all. He was just going after him. He was going after He was defending Nexon. He was arguing. Like he made up 4 arguments. 3 of them were bullshit, by the way, for Nexon, and not even one good argument for Cho. Like, imagine you, like, if I was a union rep right now, and you tell me, yo, Moko, defend this guy, defend this employee. Hell, tell us any way to keep him. Why should we keep this guy? I would tell him, first of all, this is one of your best director ever, and your management is not listening to them. That's a management's fault. If you have one of the best director and his evaluation is so good, and you're not trusting him with this project, you're not trusting him to get you where you want to go, then that is your own issue. That is a problem for you to fix, and not the employee. You should listen to the employee more, and you should amend whatever situation is happening. I would have sat Director Chow here. I would have sat the management there. I would liaise between them, saying like, why aren't you giving this employee what he wants? Why aren't you supporting him? He's the fucking director. He's one of your best directors. You have no right to chase him like this. You don't have no right to abuse him like this. You have no right to do anything against him like this. And if you want to think about it even more, why did Chow make these rumors and eventually escaped? Why did he eventually escape? Why did he eventually say, like, all right, I don't want to stay here anymore, and just left instead of just going to the union? Why did he resign instead of going to the union? Why did he just did what he did with Dark and Darker and make his own company instead of going to the union? Because he knew that going to the union will be not beneficial to him. So his actions now started to make sense to me. Like, why everything? Why do this? Why do it like that? Why go like this? And I just saw, like, I just saw when, like, his arguments, well, the way the union representative presented himself and the way he defended Nexon was insane. Like, are you even a union rep at this point? You know, I don't know what you are, but you're not a union rep. Anyways, so I will tell you guys what's my opinion regard. I'm gonna tell you guys what's my opinion regard this. So Nexon, as an Asian company, from my background, they are behaving exactly the same way as any Middle Eastern company you would find here. So basically, what they believe is that a employee, especially a director, needs to be immensely loyal to the company, like insanely loyal. Anything you do against them, either be it rumors, it being defiance in any certain way, then you're betraying them, then you're going against them. So it's either them or you. It doesn't matter. It could be like about a project like this. It could be about your family. It could be you want to do something and they're just fighting you on it. And honestly, I kind of now understand why Cho behaved the way he did, because they would not have let him go. All right, they would had kept paying him low. I would say he was underpaid as well. It doesn't matter if you are the best of the best in the company. You're like this, and they want to keep you like this, right? They want to keep you like this. This is what they do. This is what top management do. Top management sees guys like that and they keep him down. They keep him way, way, way down. They don't want you. They don't want to see you succeeding. Actually, they're against seeing you succeeding. And anything you do for personal reason, for either be it mental health, physical health, whatever, if you do it and it's not in the best interest of the company, then you're a piece of shit. Then you're a betrayer. And this is what Nexon is seeing in Cho right now. This is a betrayer. This guy betrayed us. You know, we want revenge on him. This is money we could have made. Why didn't you make it in our company? And they try to make up excuses after excuses after excuses. Bro, the project was dead in the water. Literally. You guys were not gonna do this project. You guys went against his words and anything and everything. Of course he's gonna behave like this. And seeing how the management was punished means there's truth in it, you know? So what's it gonna be? Either the project is dead, or this guy's gonna go and make his own company and actually do the project he's been working on for, let's say, 5 years. So, and this is what he did. And for them, that is not something they accept. And so they're gonna keep harassing him until they get what they want. And that's the project Darker and Darker right now. And they will be hell-bent on making that game their own and making money off of it. They're gonna say like, holy shit, this fucking project actually made a lot of money. So yeah, now we're gonna sue you. So this is basically what they did. Before, they were just harassing him in South Korea. They were just doing their own thing, you know, their own justice, as you can say. But after they saw him releasing that game, and they were like, "Fuck, this guy's making money. This guy's his game is being very, very, very popular. Shit, this could be our company. This could be our game. What the fuck?" All right, and then they came out with the lawsuit in the United States because they know they can't win in South Korea because they lost in South Korea. So that's Eastern culture for you, by the way, Middle Eastern and Eastern culture for you guys. If you and any Americans watching this or Westerners watching this is basically how it goes. So this is basically it for now. There's no other update, and as soon as some of it comes out my way, I will make a video and post it here, and hope to see you guys soon. Please comment anything you want on this video. If you have other ideas of why are they doing this, I would appreciate your comments, you guys, your likes, your subs. If you like these videos and you want to see more of it, please do subscribe so I can know at least people are enjoying this. All right, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Ciao for now. Bye bye.